You could tell that they didn't have much to lose.
It's never going to be pretty, man. It's the NFL. You got to find ways to go win these games.
It wasn't clean, it wasn't great, but it's a win. It's hard to get wins in this league.
I'm happy that I was able to get this win, you know what I'm saying, back home, back where I played.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into our 10th episode of our 25th season of Inside the Huddle, presented by Network Health. And we have a first-time guest with us, Packers rookie receiver, kick returner, Savion Williams. Thanks for being here. I have to imagine felt really good to finally get that two-game skid behind you.
Yes, sir.
What was the feeling like on that locker room, on that flight on the way back?
Oh, it was good, man. You know, it's good when everybody's smiling and laughing and having a good time and everything, man.
27 has obviously been the magic number for this offense this season. You've scored that exact number of points 5 times. A come-from-behind 7-point win over the Giants in the Meadowlands, and like we just mentioned, important to get back in the win column.
Anytime you get a win, it's a feel-good moment. And it's not easy to win games in this league. Every week is going to be hard, no matter the team, no matter the record. So obviously coming off those 2 losses, getting a win, it gets our spirits back up. Obviously, we didn't want to come into this game and have lost, and now we got three losses in going into a division game. So I think it's a good momentum swing for us, as a team getting this win, going into a division game next week.
Coach is really, harping on it, throughout the entire week. It doesn't matter if it's, 48 to 47 or if it's 0-3. A win's a win. We got to find a way to get it done. So, it means a lot to us as a team just to be able to get the dub, and we'll learn from the mistakes and correct them, and then move on to next week.
Matt LaFleur and everyone in the locker room admitting wasn't your best performance, but still a win is better than a loss. What was your biggest takeaway from the game?
Man, like they both said, it's hard to win this league. So, the goal going into this week was how we can get it done how we can get it done.
And it's important to move on to 6-3-1 on the season, sitting in 6th place right now in the NFC. Time now for the Gruber Law Office's good drive of the game. Both our play and drive of the game come from the game-winning drive. 7 plays, 65 yards that ended in a touchdown. You had a monster 33-yard catch on 3rd and 10 with just under 6 minutes to go. Here's what your QB and coach had to say about that catch.
What a play by Savion Williams.
Went on scramble drill, told him to go deep, and he did a good job kind of wheeling up and just threw him up, a 50-50 ball. He went up and made a big-time catch for us. So just a really phenomenal play by him. I hadn't caught too many passes that whole game, and then to come in and make a big-time catch on in a crucial situation when we got to have it, was big time, and I think it gave everybody a lot of juice, a lot of energy to be able to go finish that drive.
Savion's been battling through. He's had a little bit of an ankle, and he's been battling through. And, quite honestly, when I watch him throughout the course of practice, I'm like, sure this guy can play, but he is as tough as they come.
That was the Gruber Law Office's good drive of the game. Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all. First me off, walk me through the play, kind of what you saw. Were you the first read? How did that all work out?
Man, I came across the formation in motion, broke, went down, turned around, snapped up. And as soon as I looked back, I seen J. Love just hopping around in the pocket. And, I just turned around, whooped up the field, and shoot, I seen the ball in there, had to go get it.
So what's the hardest part, or I should say, what's the most important part of a scramble drill as a wide receiver?
Get open. That's the name of the game, man. Anytime you just find open grass and get to it.
Matt said he saw you walk off the bus in a walking boot, and he thought, not a great thing that often you see your kick returner and wide receiver in a walking boot. He said it's just a pain management type thing. How did it happen, and how you feeling?
Man, so it happened like 2 weeks ago when we were playing the Panthers, I think the last drive. And it really came out of nowhere. It just happened, and they told me after the game, after they looked at the scans and everything, and it was just like, it's nothing that could get worse, as long as you can play through it, it's fine. So, if I can play, I'm going to play. So, I just did it and went through it.
Is that easy to do? Is it hard to do? Is it painful? Well, how
yes, it's for sure painful, man. I think this week was my first week doing our 2-hour practice. So, I told him that I wanted to go through it. So, I tried and went through it, and it was painful. He came to me, Coach LaFleur came to me after practice and asked me, am I going to be able to play? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be able to play. And, man, it was just, driving through it.
There you go. That's what you got to do sometimes. Time now for our Associated Bank play of the game, which was the capper of that drive. A high snap, Jordan able to corral and loft a perfect ball to Christian Watson. High pointed it over 2 defenders for his second touchdown catch of the game that turned out to be the game winner.
It was a play that we had probably called like 4 times that game just to try to get the right look for it. We weren't getting man on it the whole game. Honestly, that was the first time we got man on it. So we got to the man beater, just went on a slot fade, and Jordan just gave me a chance.
And I try to put it up for in a place he can go make a play. Obviously, we're dealing with the wind and things like that. So, I'm not trying to throw a perfect ball. Just throw him one up that he can go make a play on. And he did a great job, going high pointing that ball and coming down with the catch. So that was a big time catch by him. Christian, 2 phenomenal catches for touchdowns.
That was the Associated Bank play of the game. What a pitch and catch between 10 and 9. Were you on the field on that play? What were you seeing from the sidelines on that?
So, like when I'm on the sideline, I always get to play. So, I asked Malik Willis what the play was, and I knew when I seen man on Christian, I was like, oh, yeah, he's finna can it. And he canned it, and that's what happened.
What a perfect catch. How have you seen Christian work his way back from the ACL injury?
He's been grinding, man. He's, I remember coming in, and I first found out he had the ACL, and when I came in, he would always be out to the side and working. You could just tell like he was like trying to get back, and when he got back, man, you could see what's going on.
Yeah, he's been made up. He's obviously been really good since he's been back. Despite injuries to Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs, the Packers survived a win, due in large part to the play of Malik Willis and Emmanuel Wilson. We'll chat next man up performances next on Inside the Huddle.
We'll see where he's at. It's a contusion, so it's just more or less trying to get the swelling down, and unfortunately, that's a pretty hard surface over there, and it's sometimes the byproduct of that.
There is good news on the Josh Jacobs knee injury front. It is not season-ending. The Packers are not placing him on injured reserve. They're not going to rule him out for the Vikings game, so that is definitely good news. In his place, Emmanuel Wilson, he rushed 11 times for 40 yards in his first score of the season. He actually leads the Packers running backs in yards per carry, averaging 4.2 this season.
I was just reading a linebacker, and then it was an open gap to the right, but I just stepped to the right and then hit the hole straight down the middle, and then just seen that part seeds like that. And it meant a lot just to get on the board.
Obviously, he's played a lot of ball, but he did a great job tonight just finding ways to keep going. Like I said, I don't think we changed things up much, kept going with our plan and our scheme, and he made some big-time plays in the run game. Obviously, the 2-point conversion was big time, some big-time things in the pass game, and pass protection as well. So he did a great job.
LaFleur mentioned that hard surface at MetLife. Warren Brinson joked on Twitter saying he had fun playing on the concrete for the first time. Not a great turf, I would say.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I remember my first when I went out there, and I was just like, when I go out there all the time, I always kick my cleats in the ground just to feel it, and when I did it, and I felt the end of my foot just hit the ground, it was like, oh my gosh, it's just real hard. So
I imagine that probably wasn't great on the foot either.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Another part of that next man up mentality, Malik Willis. It looked like he was doing the Heisman in this game, filling in when Jordan went down with his shoulder injury, led the Packers to a touchdown drive, took a huge hit, somehow found Christian Watson for the touchdown, the first of the game for the green and gold.
I can't say enough great things about Malik. I don't even think, just looking into his eyes and talking to him, it was like, all right, here we go. It was just like, it was like practice. I don't even know if his heartbeat rose a beat at all. He just was calm, cool, collected, and he went out there and did a hell of a job. I was really impressed by his performance, and and some tough moments. And I mean, that pass to Christian, I asked him this morning, I was like, was that really to Christian or was that to Rome? But he's like, I didn't even see Rome. He saw Christian kind of stopping because he was running the corner route and kind of stopped. And he was like, I was thinking to back shoulder him.
It really does seem like Malik is just calm, cool, collected at all times. Is that just how he is all the time?
That's how he is all the time. I see him because we stay in the same apartment, and I see him all the time. And, man, he just, he's cool. Just quiet, So sometimes he's funny when he's talking, but he's just quiet like that. That's how he is.
That play, were you on the sidelines on that one too? Mm-hmm. That one, I have no idea how he got that ball in there.
Yeah, he took a lick after too.
He took a big hit.
He took a lick after too.
That was a fantastic play. All right, let's talk some kick return now. You did it in college, right?
Yes, my
You
freshman year.
So this year right now you have the 11th most return yards in the NFL. Special teams coach Rich Bisaccia said teams are kicking away from you to a degree. Do you view that as a sign of respect?
Yes.
You hate it?
Yes, of course. Yes, I do, man. I try to get the ball anytime I can.
What's the adjustment been like for you, especially with this NFL's new rule?
So when I got here, you know, because in college, you know, it's like the old way of kick return. So, you know, when I got here, it was like trying to just, you know, read the blocks and everything. So, like in college, you know, I played in the backfield a lot. So it was kind of similar, like, because when you get up on the blocks, you got to read them and see which way you're going to cut and different things like that. So, I mean, it wasn't a huge adjustment, but.
Is it weirder? Because I've heard a lot of coaches say it's almost like a run game or like a run play now and stuff like that. But
yeah.
How do you feel like you've done, in your opinion?
I feel like I've done a pretty good job with it.
I think most would agree with you.
I think I've done a pretty good job with it.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. I would love to do it the old way, but, you know, this way I'm adjusting to it, and I'm starting to like it more.
Have you been pushing to do punt returns at all?
So I've never done punt returns before, and I know everybody want me to do punt returns.
So this isn't the first time you heard this question?
No. So, yeah, man, if I know Coach Bisaccia, he want me to start catching them, so that's what I'm starting to do.
Interesting. You might see Savion back there all the time. Now, Packers touchdowns, they're good for cheering fans, but thanks to Sargento, they're also helping you fight hunger. We'll talk about that coming up next on Inside the Huddle. As part of our Sargento Takeover show, we are pleased to be welcomed now by Portia Young of Sargento. Thanks as always for being here. You guys just had an event Monday night at the distillery in Green Bay for your Touchdowns for Hunger. Tell us about that program.
We sure did, and we had Savion with us with the Sargento family. It was a wonderful time. But Touchdowns for Hunger has been going on for 23 Packers seasons.
Wow.
And for every touchdown that the Packers score, Sargento donates funds to fight hunger in Wisconsin. So we got to keep those touchdowns coming. We have two wonderful community partners that we partner with, Paul's Pantry here in Green Bay and Hunger Task Force in Milwaukee, and we've donated more than $1.9 million over those 23 years. It's been incredible.
Yeah, that's been fantastic. Savion, for you, how enjoyable was to be part of that event?
It was good, man, just to hear from, you know, fans and everyone, just meet new people and everything. It's always good.
Portia, for you, why is hunger and giving back so important to you guys at Sargento?
At Sargento, we believe that nobody should go hungry, especially as a real food company, and knowing that, you know, people in our community, there is so much need, and we have so many blessings at Sargento, and so we just want to make sure that we're doing our part to put food on tables, to make sure that basic needs are met, and we share our success with everybody who contributes to that success at Sargento, and we're just thrilled to be able to be a part of that.
Absolutely. You also had a food drive at Lambeau earlier this season as well. You've partnered with the Packers, adding a day of action related to Touchdowns for Hunger. Explain that.
Yeah, that was our first ever Touchdowns for Hunger food drive, where we kind of put Touchdowns for Hunger into action, like something that we could do to roll up our sleeves and collect food from the community, and it was incredible. We collected 10,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
People came to Lambeau Field and dropped it off. We had an amazing turnout for our first ever food drive, so it was wonderful, and we were just so happy to be able to feed about 1,000 families is what that would help.
That's fantastic. You mentioned the donation shared by the Hunger Task Force and Paul's Pantry. So this year the Packers have scored 28 touchdowns so far. $2,000 each touchdown to fight hunger. If my math is correct, that means $56,000 so far this year.
Yes.
How can Packer fans help fight hunger?
Root for Packers touchdowns. It's that simple. Get Savion in the end zone like 50-11 more times, and that'll be wonderful. Again, we just got to cheer for those Packers touchdowns. And also, on a serious note, you can donate, or you can also go to your local food pantry. They need volunteers all the time. Paul's Pantry right down the road, their need has been up all year, serving over 250 families a day.
Wow.
And that's been consistent all year. So anything you can do, time, treasure, talent, you name it, get out there and help and get involved.
That's fantastic. Savion does have one of those touchdowns this year. Your first career touchdown came in Pittsburgh, that Sunday night win. How exciting was that moment for you? Did you keep the ball?
Yeah, of course. You know, I had to, man. They all get the equipment staff got it painted for me, and you know, it was great. It was great to get in there, man.
That was wonderful.
So now that you know $2,000 to each touchdown, are you going to be like, hey, I got to be on the field more?
I got to fight it for every inch. Yep.
That's fantastic, Portia. Thank you so much for joining us. A reminder, you can follow us on social media. It's ITH Green Bay on Instagram, Inside the Huddle on TikTok, ITH Green Bay on Facebook. Find us online at ithgreenbay.com. And you can listen to the Inside the Huddle podcast on Spotify and anywhere you get your podcasts. We'll be right back. You're watching Inside the Huddle.
With the 87th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select
Savion Williams.
We're going to Green Bay!
What do you remember about that day?
It was exciting, man. I think, like the day before, I remember talking to my best friends and, getting back from my visit here. I told my wife if it was any other team that I want to go to, it would be Green Bay. And right the day before the draft, I remember telling my two teammates at TCU, if it was any team I was going to go to, it would be Green Bay. And that just happened, and it was crazy.
Was it just because you had such a good draft visit and you felt like it fit you well? Is that kind of why?
Yeah, it was. I'm a small town guy, and like the coaches, they just, they felt like they loved me. So, I like that about it.
Did you know 920 area code right away that was Green Bay, or did you have any idea?
When you call now, you can see Wisconsin on it, so that's.
So you knew then, you're like, hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. Obviously, the Packers took Matthew Golden in the first round. First time they've done that, take a receiver in the first round since 2002. How have you two leaned on each other your rookie seasons?
Oh, yeah, man. I remember just coming in, because me and Matt, we've been knowing each other since I think he was in high school, and he came to TCU for a visit. So, I hosted him there. And, man, we've been tight ever since. So, just getting here and getting on the same team has been, he need help, I got him. I need help, he got me. So, there's been that type of thing.
That's pretty cool that you guys have known each other for a while, too. Now it's time for our Network Health Hometown Advantage Health Plan. You guys are back at Lambeau this week to take on the Vikings. That's part of a 3-game stretch against division opponents. You've only played one so far this season, one over the Lions in week 1. Obviously, it goes without saying, but a massive 3-game stretch. How do you avoid putting too much on this 3-game stretch, because you only have played one division opponent so far?
I think we just, I know Coach this week is just going to look at it as any other week. So, just not thinking about it too much. I know it's a division game, and, we take all division games serious, any game serious, but we're going to look at it as any other week.
On a Monday when we're taping this, have you looked at Vikings tape yet, or does that kind of start on Tuesday?
I looked at it right after we left meetings earlier. So I started looking at them a little bit.
Obviously, they have a pretty complex defense. Excited for what that's going to bring?
Yes, sir.
Going to be fun. All right, we will be right back with Savion Williams. We are back here on Inside the Huddle. If you look at Jordan Love's stat line against the Giants, it might not wow you, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, but everybody said that was one of the best games he's played all year. Why?
Just making plays, going, like prime example with me yesterday, just going off schedule, making throws that need to be made, just doing J-Love stuff.
Yeah, and obviously those numbers probably would have looked a little better if you guys could have held on to a couple passes, but that didn't matter because you come away with the victory. The Packers now sitting at 6-3-1, second place in the NFC North, 7th in the NFC, taking on the Vikings this coming week. For Savion Williams, thanks for watching Inside the Huddle.
I'm in first man.